This is why Nicki Minaj looks like such a bad person. Points. Because she's defending her position from the position of being the winner.
This is crazy to say, but Nicki Minaj has been a target again at her own home. The news just broke out about this man that decided to trespass.
Maybe I'm tripping, but what are the odds that the woman who swatted Nicki Minaj and the woman who shot up Rihanna's house look alike?
A man tried to break into Nicki Minaj's home in the middle of the night, targeting her once again. 50 Cent is now drawing a link between this and the terrible incident that happened at Rihanna's home. Additionally, if you listen more carefully to what 50 has been saying, it seems like he is suggesting that Roc Nation and Jay-Z may be involved, similar to what Nicki has been claiming for several months. Nicki and Rihanna are both connected to Roc Nation. They still have a management deal with Rihanna. Nicki also filed a title equity case claiming that Jay-Z owed her more than $100 million. He has been warning people about Jay-Z, Beyonce, and Roc Nation for nearly 25 years, and he is 50 years old. Now connect all the dots. Why does 50 Cent continue to support Nicki when the entire industry abandoned her? Why are many people starting to believe that Nicki could end up like Rihanna? And what does he know about Roc Nation that others do not?
I love Nicki. I love Nicki. She's from
Queens, right?
Yeah. Her damage comes from the same place.
Let's start with the recent events. Leland Adams was detained at Nicki Minaj's Calabasas home on April 1st after security cameras showed him wandering into her yard instead of just passing by on the sidewalk or standing at the gate. He was moving around the property. He simply ignored the security team's orders to leave. As a result, they had to hold him until sheriff's deputies arrived. Coincidentally, Nicki's album release date lined up with the man's arrest. The situation becomes even more unusual from here. Adams had already been arrested in the Calabasas area, according to the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, which spoke to NBC. He was actually taken into custody 5 days before this incident at Nicki's house, but was released and returned shortly after. This time, onto Nicki's actual property, so it raises questions. Either someone had a clear objective, or they weren't concerned about being caught if they could be detained in a wealthy area, released, and then quickly returned to trespass at a celebrity's home. Many insiders have been talking about something that didn't reach the headlines. 50 Cent reportedly contacted Nicki directly to offer support shortly after the man was caught at her gate. That detail stands out. Long before it was popular or safe, 50 had been warning people about Jay-Z for years. He has criticized how Roc Nation handles individuals who don't fit its image, along with industry politics and influence. It's also worth remembering that 50 once claimed Jay-Z tried to block him and Dr. Dre from performing at the Super Bowl, all because 50 openly disagreed with him.
Yeah, he was hating because he was saying the NFL had an issue with me when I got 11 professional sports teams now that I'm the official Champagne and Cognac of. And where's the hate there? Like, I don't understand it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you said that there was an issue. It's an issue because he was doing the program. He didn't want me to be in the show.
Nicki Minaj has been saying this for a long time. She went on to claim that they were truly trying to harm her and her family. On the internet, however, she was labeled as unstable and paranoid. There have also been trespassing incidents before. For years, Nicki has been repeatedly swatted. In June 2023, while she was at home with her child, police entered her house after someone called CPS, claiming her 2-year-old son was being abused. Then, a month later, another person called 911 to report an incident at her home. Once again, when officers arrived, she and her family were there. The next part is especially unsettling. The caller from the second report was actually identified by police. The woman's name is Stephanie Bell. She was later charged for making false emergency reports on 2 separate occasions. And Nicki confronted her directly, revealed that a warrant had been issued, and even shared details about it on social media. Now take another look at that woman's photo. She appears similar to Ivana Ortiz, the woman who entered Rihanna's home, doesn't she? Many people online have pointed out these similarities.
Maybe I'm tripping, but what are the odds that the woman who swatted Nicki Minaj and the woman who shot up Rihanna's house look alike? I could be tripping, but that is very much odd.
Furthermore, while no one is saying Nicki Minaj and Rihanna are the same, it doesn't feel like a coincidence that both faced similar situations. The 2 women involved, Ivana Ortiz and Stephanie Bell, also match a certain pattern. Both appeared to act alone and reportedly targeted 2 of the world's biggest music stars due to personal issues. But how likely is it that random individuals with criminal histories and nothing to lose would go after Nicki and Rihanna. Keep in mind, the swatting incidents Nicki spoke about in 2023 didn't stop there. Another call happened in April 2025. This time, someone contacted the sheriff's business line instead of 911, claiming a black woman had been on Nicki's property and that 2 people were still there. Officers rushed in and surrounded the home but found nothing. Here's what Nicki has said about all of this. In November 2025, she posted on X that around 20 officers had their weapons drawn outside her home after multiple break-ins while her toddler was inside. Even though she didn't directly name anyone, she has been pointing at Roc Nation for quite some time. In July 2025, Nicki claimed that Jay-Z owed her between $100 and $200 million related to title equity. When the platform launched in 2015, she was among a small group of artists who received a 3% stake. However, she says she only received about $1 million when Jack Dorsey's company, Square, acquired Tidal in 2021. She later addressed Jay-Z directly, telling him to settle what she called a karmic debt. Nicki didn't stop there. She also criticized Roc Nation's CEO Desiree Perez, who has been one of Jay-Z's closest business partners and took over the company in 2019. Her past has also raised questions. In 1994, she was arrested in connection to a major drug trafficking case and later cooperated with authorities, which reduced her sentence and eventually led to her rise in the music industry. In January 2021, Donald Trump granted her a pardon for that conviction. Nicki also supported claims made by Damori, comparing them to her own experiences. She wrote about repeated break-ins and how people tried to label her as unstable. She pushed back strongly, saying she wouldn't be silenced, and directly called out Desiree. This goes beyond random accusations. Nicki has been very specific with names, timelines, and financial figures. She has openly questioned Roc Nation's business practices, legal history, and even brought up the presidential pardon. In one post, she pointed out the contradiction of political alliances and asked whether support is based on loyalty or personal gain. So the big question remains, is this all random? Or could it be seen as retaliation after publicly accusing powerful figures in the industry of owing her massive amounts of money? Shortly after those claims, a trespasser appeared at Nicki's home. Looking back at Rihanna's situation, there's another strange overlap. Ivana Ortiz, the woman connected to Rihanna's home incident, is reportedly suing Live Nation Entertainment, which is linked to Roc Nation. Both Nicki and Rihanna have strong ties to the company. Rihanna has stepped back from the industry after her split from Jay-Z, while Nicki has been warning for years that Roc Nation is dangerous and could try to harm her. Then consider this. Weeks after that lawsuit, a woman connected to Live Nation ends up in Rihanna's home, and a repeat trespasser shows up at Nicki's property after being released just days earlier. Is that really coincidence? What do you think? Are these two cases connected? And because Nicki has been so outspoken about Jay-Z and Roc Nation, could someone have tried to intimidate her? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.